Hi, everybody. I am going to briefly walk you through the logic model assignment, which is due on October 19th. And I'm going to quickly share my screen and show you some directions and instructions. Okay. So again, this is an upcoming assignment. We've been working really hard, especially section 6 and your needs assessment will all feed into this assignment. So the logic model is really based on the findings from your needs assessment. So you've identified the needs within the program, within the community, and then you also, in the final section of your needs assessment assignment, have identified a program or service that you would like to implement, and you're building your logic model around that. So I've given you feedback on all of that. So just look at my feedback and then try to expand for this assignment. We are going to do an introduction, and I'd like you to provide at least one citation in addition to the textbook. So make sure you follow, Royce's instructions and guidelines. They are basically giving you the guidelines for what a logic model is, how do logic models inform social work practice, and what are the limitations. So introduction should be pretty brief. Second section, you are going to describe the program of service that you are going to implement. Again, you're going to refer back to step 5.3 of your final needs assessment and look at my feedback. Did I think your program was feasible? Did I think it was directly connected to a need within the community? Really pay attention to my feedback for that. Next, you are going to develop a logic model. And this should seem pretty familiar because it's actually something that we worked on in journaling and through our discussion board. However, we've only done steps 3, which are we've already identified input, activities, and output. So intermediate outcomes, which include final and long-term outcomes, is the part that's missing that you haven't received my feedback on. So you've already done a lot of the work to be able to develop inputs, activities, and outputs, and you have my feedback. So pay super close attention to my feedback on your logic model journaling assignment. Okay, then I'm going to ask you to complete a logic model template. So my favorite logic model templates can be found in Blackboard under section 6. I really also love the University of Wisconsin-Madison's logic model template. They have logic models in Excel. They have them in Microsoft Word. I'm going to show you one in a minute that really you don't have to spend all your time copy and pasting arrows and boxes. You can just use one of their logic model templates. Then you are going to provide a narrative, and you've actually done some of the work related to this in your journal, but you're going to provide a detailed description of the information provided in the template. So you're referring to your template, which is the figure or diagram that's showing the flow of your logic model and all of the elements in the logic model. So focus on inputs, activities, outputs, intermediate outcomes, and then final outcomes. Lastly, you're going to discuss how the logic model will assist with the evaluation design and any concluding thoughts. So I also want to highlight, this is quite a short assignment. It's a lot of thinking work, but not a lot of writing work. So we have to learn how to write very concisely for this project so that the logic model and the template really does the work for us. So I just want 3 pages of narrative. I do not want any more than that. And then the 4 pages means that there's 1 page for your logic model template. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 minute so that I can go back and share what the logic model template looks like. Share that again. Okay, here we go. So this logic model template came from the University of Wisconsin-Madison's program evaluation / logic model template. And I really like the design of this because look, all you have to do is insert your inputs, activities, outputs, And you can look at short, medium, and long-term outcomes and really link that to the intermediate and final outcomes that are requested for this assignment. So I hope that this helps. Again, feel free to reach out to me for any questions that you've had. We have a lot of great conversations around the needs assessment. I hope that we can workshop some of your ideas related to logic models and take care.